Did you know that Prince Andrew has gone Hollywood? You have not a clue what I'm talking about, do you? The new Netflix film, Scoop. This film recounts the relationship between Prince Andrew, Jeffrey Epstein, Maxine Ghislaine, and all of that. However, it focuses behind the three women who were responsible for the 2019 interview that pretty much plane crashed him into an oil tanker. You have Billy Piper, who played Sam McAllister, the producer that negotiated all of this. You have Gillian Anderson, who played Emily Maitlis, who was the reporter that interviewed Prince Andrew. And Keely Hawes, who played Amanda Thirsk, who was at the time Prince Andrew's private secretary. I am not going to hold it in. I really feel like you should watch it. Rufus Sewell, who played the Duke of York, did a phenomenal job. When I tell you he had Prince Andrew's mannerisms down to a T, let me show you a clip.
You've chosen to speak out for the first time. Why have you decided to talk now?
Because there is no good time to talk about Mr. Epstein.
The way he holds his face, and if you've watched the actual interview with the Duke of York, it was like watching the same person. I have to give so much credit to Billy Piper, who played Sam McAllister. Even though the film was focused around Prince Andrew in this interview, it was almost like a redemption arc for her. We see what she was going through behind the scenes at Newsnight. And in terms of producers, I mean, she seemed like the most competent in comparison to her colleague. I won't name which colleague that is, but he got on my nerves. It was lovely to see the credit that she received and should have received for all of the hard work. This woman by herself is the reason why this interview happened. Yes, there were other players in it. However, she did the legwork. And on the opposite side, I really felt bad for Amanda Thirsk because she was in a rock at a hard place with this man. You hired somebody to do a job, but you still think you are right. What sense does that make? None. We also learned that his private secretary tried to help him during the interview, to which, of course, he said, no, I'm good. However, I don't think anything she would have done would have helped, to be completely honest. And who would have known that Princess Beatrice was in the room with Andrew and Newsnight when all this was being negotiated? Now, again, this was taken from the adaptation of Sam McAllister's book about her most shocking interviews, or BBC's most shocking interviews. Therefore, I am going to assume that the recount of this is real. And if that is so, then we learn and we hear Beatrice tell her father to his face, Dad, it's worse than what you are thinking. And in some way pushes him to kind of do this interview. I died laughing when they cropped Rufus Sewell's face over Andrew's in this infamous photo. I'm sorry, though. Anytime I see Gillian Anderson, I just think of Margaret Thatcher from The Crown. It is about an hour and 43 minutes, and I can tell you this, it does not feel like that. It's very fast-paced, and next thing you know, I looked up and I'm like, oh shit, it's ending. And I didn't want it to end. I wanted a little bit more. I would highly recommend watching this. If you haven't watched the original Prince Andrew interview, this is a good alternative. It gives you the juicy bits without having to sit down for a whole hour and listen to him. Think of it as an extension of The Crown. And to be completely honest, I would rather have movies like this than maybe a full series or season of The Crown. Like, can we get a behind-the-scenes adaptation of Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah? Can we get a behind-the-scenes adaptation of the Sandringham Summit with Harry, William, Charles, and Queen Elizabeth? That I would be fine with. If you've already watched this, comment your thoughts below. Let me know what you thought about it. If you plan on watching, comment that below. If you don't plan on watching, I guess comment that below too. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Mwah! Bye!